Hello student, this is our chapter number 5, the Constitution of India. In our previous class, we have studied about the Indian Constitution, need of Indian Constitution, formation of Indian Constitution, nature of Indian Constitution, directive principle of state policy, guiding principles, the preamble. Now, in today's class, we are going to study about the fundamental rights. This is a very important topic as it is related to us, that what are our fundamental right. The Constitution of India guarantees some basic right to the citizen of India. We are the citizen of India, or we have some basic right. These are called fundamental rights, and these rights are called fundamental rights. These rights are called fundamental because they are necessary for the well-being of the citizens and their dignity, that are necessary for the citizen well-beings and their dignity. The fundamental rights are vital for social progress as well as for the smooth functioning of the democracy. That it is very necessary, or it is very important for the social progress and the smooth functioning of the democracy. While exercising our fundamental right, we should not infringe the fundamental right of other citizens. Means while uh, taking our own, we don't violate or break the fundamental rights of other citizens. Fundamental rights cannot be exercised at every time. In case of war, emergency, extreme crisis, etc., they remain suspended. Means at the time of war, emergency, extreme crisis, our fundamental rights stopped for some time, for some while. Following are the fundamental rights. First, right to equality. It is the most important fundamental right. The right of equality is given in Article 14 to 18 of our Constitution, that we have the right to equality, and it is given in Article 14 to 18 of our Constitution, of our Indian Constitution. According to this right, all Indian citizens are equal before law. All are equal before the law and shall be treated equally in the eye of law. And everyone should be treated equally in the eye of law in the court. It means no Indian shall be discriminated on ground of caste, religion, race, gender, etc. The right to equality also states that untouchability or a social evil should not be practiced in the country. That right to equality stated that a thing that is untouchability is not to be practiced, it's not to be seen in our country because it's a social evil for our country, for the growth of our country. Second main point is right to freedom. The right to freedom is mentioned in Article 19 to 22 of the of our Constitution. It is mentioned, or it is written in the Article 19 to 22 of our Indian Constitution. This right ensure civil liberty and protect the citizen from the repressions. Means it should be rejection, मतलब it should be protect the citizen for the rejection of the governments. That includes freedom to speech and express. Everyone have right to speech and express their feelings. Second, freedom to assemble peacefully, to live peacefully. Third point, freedom to form association and union. You have the freedom to make group and association and union. You have freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India. You have full freedom to move in any state throughout the India. Freedom to reside or settle in any part of the country. You have full freedom to settle any part of the country. freedom to practice any profession, trade, or business without or which is lawful in India without any interference of government. That freedom to practice, you have freedom to join any profession, to trade or business, any business that is lawful, which is not illegal. You have full right to do that business. Our third main point is right against exploitation. Right against exploitation is given in Article 23 and 24 of our constitution. It is written in our Article 23 and 24 our constitution. This right aims at eradicating all forms of exploitation, removing all forms of exploitation from the Indian society. It bans forced labor which involves no or less payment of the work. If you are getting no income or less income for the work, you should not do that work. It also prohibits child labor by stating that no child below the age of 14 can be employed in any factory, mine, etc. In this rule, not a single children is allowed to work in or uh, any factory or any mine or anything else, any other business below the age of 14, because below the age of 14 students should get a free and compulsory education, as we read it earlier in the Gandhian policy. Fourth point, right to freedom of religion. The right to freedom of religion is mentioned in Article 25 to 28 of our Constitution. The right to freedom of religion states that every citizen is free to profess, practice, and propagate the religion of his or her choice. All citizens have right to choose his or her religion. There is no state religion in the India. The Indian state shall not discriminate or prefer any religion. India is a secular state. You have your own choice to choose your religion. But child labor is banned in our country as under right against the exploitation. Our second last point, which is comes under the fundamental rights of citizen, are cultural and education right. These rights are given in Article 29 and 30 of our Constitution. These states that every community has the freedom to develop, preserve, and promote its culture. Every community has the right to develop, preserve, or promote their religion with any form, language, and script. It also has the freedom to open and run its own educational institute. Every culture have right to open its own educational institute. Sixth point, right to constitutional remedies. This right is given in Article 31 and 32 of our Constitution. This right enables every Indian citizen to safeguard his or her fundamental rights. When a person thinks that any of his or her fundamental right is denied to him, she can go to court of law to get his or her right restored. And every a photo given there on the left or side of the paper, every community can open and run its own educational institute. So students, that's all from this class. Fundamental duties of citizen we will discuss in our next class. So student, thank you for listening. If you have any doubt regarding this chapter, you can ask me. Thank you.